Guys, something troubling has been brought to my attention, and basically, this is something that I've thought about for quite some time now, but only today has it really hit close enough for me to really do a commentary video on this. And this is not something that I really ever wanted to do with this channel. I never really wanted to get into politics. I just wanted to make my stupid little tech videos and leave it at that. But you know, it's one of those things that I am not affected so much on this channel by the topic that we're covering today, because what I do is very safe and very milquetoast in the kind of stuff that I do here. But I am a huge proponent of free speech, and I am very troubled by where our social media and search engines are at today. And the breaking point for me was this video that Alison Morrow, she's an independent reporter, did. It's called "Why Was My Antifa Video Shadow Banned? Let's Talk Big Tech Censorship." And it really points out some of the major flaws in Google's search engine, and that and some problems that we are facing as a society. So I'm going to get into this commentary video. It's not something that I normally do here, but it is tech related, and I think that there's a really interesting subject, and there are a lot of serious issues that she brings up in this video that we as a society need to address. Alright guys, so I discovered this reporter Alison Morrow about a week ago, and her shtick is that she left TV news to pursue independent journalism, and she's been a YouTube reporter. And basically when I discovered this reporter, she had, I don't know, probably about 10,000 or so subs at that time, and she's really shot up in popularity because of this video right here. It's gotten over 1 million views, and 74,000 likes, almost 10,000 comments. I even left a comment, which I very rarely do. So this is the video that I actually want to comment on. This is the title of this video is "Why Was My Antifa Video Shadow Banned? Let's Talk Big Tech Censorship." And for anybody who doesn't know what a shadow ban is, basically a shadow ban is it's a type of censorship that basically buries a video in like algorithmic. Basically, if you search for it, you can't find it. If you it's not going to be recommended to you. It's a very deceitful tactic that companies who are in the business of information trade and transparency, they shouldn't use this tactic to keep information from people. When you are going out and looking for information, I feel that information providers have a moral obligation to give you the correct and an unslanted take on a story. But that's not all, as we know, that's not always the case. But anyway, I've rambled enough. Let's get into her video here.
I see 3 possible options here with what happened to my video about covering Antifa. One is that there was just some kind of unintentional glitch. Something happened. Nobody intended for the video to just all of a sudden disappear from search results, but it just did. The other option is...
Okay, so she's had this video out. It's gotten over 1 million views. It's gotten over 70,000 likes, and suddenly it's just fallen out of the algorithm. A glitch is possible. Not going to dismiss that.
That there is some kind of algorithmic censorship going on here, or what a lot of people often call shadow banning. So there's something more sinister and purposeful in my video disappearing from search results. Or Google and YouTube are the worst search engines on the face of this earth. If there's a fourth option, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. This is the video itself specifically, okay? So you see how it was really high up here. We're talking like 200,000 views. And then, boom, what happens here at the end, right on Monday? It just drops to like nothing. What is the explanation for this? And then if you look at my channel analytics, you see how it was going up, and then it just tapered off. Like there was no momentum.
Okay, this, you know, as a even small YouTube creator, I can tell you that this is not normal. This is not to see growth like this happening, and then it just bam stops all of a sudden, and we'll go back to this, the sudden drop off. That's not typical for any of my video performances. Now, what I will see is with a lot of my videos that don't really perform, I'll see a shot right out of the gates, and then it'll taper off smoothly like this. And my videos that do really well, I'll see a spike in growth, and then it'll kind of like taper off, but it'll continue to grow. I have never seen anything just do a sudden plummet like this.
And when I say I had a ton of momentum, y'all, I had a ton of momentum on this video. It was getting hundreds of thousands of views a day. I was getting over 10,000 new subscribers a day. I went from 4,000 subscribers to, well, now I'm at, what, 67,000 at this point. So that took less than a week. But all of a sudden, I noticed I was getting 1, 2, sometimes maybe on like a good few.
Yeah, so just to back up what she's saying, a video going cold like that is not typical. I don't want to interrupt this video right here, but what I'm going to do is throw up some stats on some of my videos, and you can see the performance graphs of some of my videos, and you will see that what she is talking about here is absolutely right. For her video to just drop off like that, it has to basically disappear. And as I showed earlier, the video is still there. You can see it if you go to her channel and actually browse for it that way. But as far as it coming up in searches for YouTube, for Google, it's not happening.
2 hours, I'd get 15 or 20. If you go directly to YouTube and you type in, I covered Antifa as a TV reporter, here's what the news often leaves out, which I did, you see here. These are your...
Which, what she has there is the exact title for the video. Google should have no problem finding that video based on that search query.
Search results. I'm going to refresh them just to make sure, okay? So, click it again. Originally, if you saw it, actually just changed. A guy who did a commentary on my video, he was the top search result, but as I just refreshed it, now PolitiFact Wisconsin checking claims about Antifa and light bulb inventor, that 377 views. That is the now top result for the exact title of my video. Considering it's my #1 by far viewed video on my channel, has over 1 million views, actually 1,070,000 something at this point, and it's way popular than anything else I have produced. Why is it not coming up immediately in the search engine when you type in the exact title? If you go to Google and you...
So going back to what she said earlier, it's either a technical glitch, which happens in the tech industry, I'll give them that. It's a shadow ban, which that is extremely sinister, or Google actually is the worst search engine in the world. If it can't find the exact video based on that search query with the exact title, there is something seriously wrong here, and it's the biggest search engine in the world.
You type in that, same thing. You see the videos other people have uploaded. I actually had a guy rip my video from my channel and post it on his channel. That I think has been taken down. But if you look at the search results here, it's like forums, other websites that posted commentary on my video.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's play around with some search engines here and see what we find. You know what, let's get the exact video title and see what we can come up with in real time here on Google. Okay, so right here I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste this directly into Google's search engine and see what we come up with here. Well, we've got a result from BitChute here. We've got another result from BitChute. And I went to this earlier, basically, and this guy says, good call on reposting it. YouTube took it down. YouTube didn't actually take it down. It's still there. It's just not showing up in any search results. Let's do the same thing in Bing. All right, so here's what we get on Bing with that exact search query. The top results through Bing videos is stuff that's been posted on Reddit, but it is the actual video. And the actual first link here is to the actual YouTube video. So that's good, I guess. So for one more test, we're just going to do this through DuckDuckGo, which DuckDuckGo is a search engine that claims to not do any kind of privacy invasion, any kind of, they don't keep your data. So tired of being tracked online, we can help. That's basically their shtick. So right here through DuckDuckGo, we've got the Reddit results. We've got her "Why was my Antifa video shadowbanned?" But the actual first result here, I covered Antifa as a TV reporter. Here's what the news often leaves out. Okay, so this is troubling. If you think about how much information Google controls and how much of the political landscape that they have an influence over. And I think we all know that, I mean, with the social media algorithms and things like that, that you know, the information is being controlled. But this is something that, you know, I really never wanted to get into this kind of commentary on my channel. I really just wanted to do stupid little tech videos and, you know, put out tech tutorials and reviews and just, you know, call it a day and be very safe with what I do. But Google being tech, I feel that this is something that I can actually make commentary on. And wherever you reside on the political spectrum, it is important that if you trust somebody for information, you should be able to find that information and that kind of information not be censored. And of all things to be censored, why an Antifa video? I find these kinds of things troubling because I've had this theory kind of rattling around in my brain box for a long time now that the next war will not be fought with bombs or guns or troops on the ground or planes in the sky. I believe the next war is being fought already, and it's an information game. It's a change of culture and a control of the way people think, and it is being done through algorithms and through social media control. And it's one of the reasons that I really am not active on social media at all. It's I find that people are very easily influenced, and myself, I kind of fell down that hole at one point. Like I said, I consider myself like left of center, but I actually hold a lot of conservative values as well. But in the past several years, we've all kind of become very reactionary as a society, and the people who were right of center in reaction to how crazy the left has gone, they were pushed more to the right, and I think we have very few people who are, you know, just slightly off center in their politics anymore. And I think that a lot of that is by design, and it could be through major companies like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, whatever. They're controlling people through their algorithmic platforms. But I think that it actually not only through those companies that trade our data and use that data to control us, but when you bring in, say, the dangers of a foreign entity into that, and now you're being politically influenced because you don't have access to the truth and nothing but the truth, You have a skewed version of things that may have a little bit of truth here and there, and then a slant with an agenda behind it. And some of these companies are pandering to foreign entities, and to me, that's very troubling.
This brings us to a really important discussion over free speech and the role that these platforms play in our discussions of extremely important topics.
Okay, so she just mentioned a very important topic here, and that is the issue of free speech. And like I said, I consider myself left of center, but I'm going to just straight up say that the left is losing me these days, and it's because of things like cancel culture and the way you have Antifa acting towards people. And if this is what is represented by the left, I don't want any part of that. So one of the reasons that I've always kind of considered myself left of center is because, back in the old days, we had the stereotypical ideology was that the people on the right are Bible thumpers and they're going to push religion on you, and that has happened to me way back in the past. It's something it's like I was not down with that. I wasn't cool with it. I didn't want any part of it. So when it comes to being the classical liberal, that's why I aligned with left of center politics. But over the past few years, people are starting to go further and further away from the center. And, maybe somebody on this side will, in reaction to somebody doing something over here, will be pushed further into that into that side of the political spectrum. But eventually you look around and you see that all of the stuff that, like for me, in my example, all of the stuff that I was trying to get away from, the fascism, the totalitarianism, is being just perpetrated to the same degree, if not worse, over here now with people like Antifa and people. You can't have an open dialogue with anybody about any topic. And people who will shut people down before they can even get a word out by using terms like racist or sexist or anything like that. It's not productive to society to block those kinds of ideas, and to not be able to speak your mind and have that kind of discussion. It doesn't lead anywhere. There is nothing more dangerous to a free society than limiting free speech. If you can't openly discuss a problem with the kind of language that will make people feel uncomfortable, or a topic that is controversial, problems will not get solved. It's the idea of just sweeping things under the rug and saying everything's fine, move along, nothing to see here.
I'm the kind of person who has hiked tens of miles in the snow to a lone wolverine den in the South Cascades. That's what I love to do, not sitting on YouTube complaining about big tech censorship. But I'm going to keep...
What are you trying to say, lady?
And then there are people out there who think, well, if the information's not there, it just must not be there. Or if it was banned, it just must be bad and reckless. In fact...
Yeah, so what she just said is that there are people who think that if the information can't be found, it's just not there. And we saw that in a prime example from that BitChute post where somebody had reposted her video. Somebody just assumed that YouTube took the video down. It's there. You just can't find it.
Explaining, because I just wanted to do a quick search on like what is shadow banning, and I found several videos talking about shadow banning as if it's like you deserve it. Like, you're a troll, you're annoying people, you're flaming the fire of disinformation, of fake news, so obviously you deserve this.
Yeah, and that I believe is a very dangerous mindset. That's a very dangerous way to think. It's um, that oh, if you have these ideas, you shouldn't be allowed to have a platform to expose the world to those ideas. That is a very very immature and non-productive way of thinking.
If it were that simple, I would not be talking about it. If it were that,
To go back to that, it's like that's a you know, sure you can say oh well, anybody who thinks like this shouldn't have a voice. Well, when it comes down to it, are you going to have that same mentality when it is you who has your ideas censored?
I will tell you that if you look at my video that I have uploaded where I interviewed that doctor who was silenced essentially by the Federal Trade Commission, so not big tech, but now the government, that guy was a leader in his field for decades. And then somehow overnight he turned into a charlatan. How does that happen?
So what she's talking about here is the same tactic that was employed by the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. Basically, the doctor who exposed coronavirus back in early January, the Chinese Communist Party basically said, "Hey, you got to stop talking about this stuff. You are basically making us as a nation lose face. This is making us look bad. We got to hide this. We got to sweep it under the rug." They sent people. He wasn't arrested, but basically he was threatened with. They have a social structure there, and he was threatened with basically losing. Uh, Gosh, I can't remember the name of what it's actually called, but it's a social system where your importance in society is threatened. And he was actually, as I understand, was threatened with being arrested. Free speech is extremely important to maintaining a healthy society. But we have proof that the CCP used these same tactics to silence somebody who was actually working to warn the public about a very dangerous disease. And we see how that played out.
This issue, if this issue is not resolved, there are some serious dangers ahead for us. Not just what happens with COVID, for instance. Like I said, I have a doctor on my channel who had treated over 100 COVID patients, no deaths. And he treated them basically by helping boost their immune system the way he had helped every other patient over decades of his practice to fight flus and other viruses, and it worked. He was told to shut up. Again, by the FTC, not by Google. But I'm sure if he had started talking...
That's a very interesting point that she brings up, and this is a little off topic here, but you hear with all of the COVID coverage, wear masks, social distance, and I'm not going to get into that whole debate. I'm not going to say, hey, don't wear a mask, don't social distance. But very few people reporting on this say, hey, go work out, boost your immune system, take vitamins, get plenty of sleep. This is the perfect opportunity to start addressing those issues. And what she just mentioned here was a guy who is actually doing that is told to shut up.
Talking on YouTube, his stuff would have been demonetized or potentially banned because what he was saying went against the WHO. So I leave it there. I'm not going to continue to prolong this issue. I mean, I guess I'm going to keep talking about it as I learn more things. I'm going to try to figure out how to get a hold of somebody at YouTube, maybe so I can just at least get some clarification on this issue, and I'll let you know what I find.
Good luck with that. Guys, be sure to go over and check out Alison Morrow's YouTube channel. She does a really fantastic job with the commentary and the reporting that she does. Be sure to watch this video in its entirety. I cut a lot of it out here, but she has a lot of really important things to say. I'm going to wrap this video up right here. This is a very important topic that we have given these tech companies the keys to our lives, so only we can take the steps to solve this problem and hold them accountable. I want to take a second to give a quick shout out to my supporters on Patreon. If you want to support this channel on Patreon, there will be a link in the description below. Donations are appreciated, but never expected. If you really want to help this channel grow, like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.